All right, here's your recap of Wednesday's season part 1, because let's be real, Tim Burton packed more drama into 4 episodes than your cousin's wedding's group chat. First off, our girl Wednesday solves the mystery of the Kansas City scalper like it's just another Monday, and instead of taking a breather, school starts up again. But wait, there's a plot twist. The new principal, Barry Dort, who gives major "I'm definitely hiding something in the basement" vibes, convinces Gomez and Morticia to stay on campus at the Rodwood Cottage. Why? So Morticia can chair the board and raise money. Because nothing says donate generously like being handed a gift basket that might bite you. Then Wednesday has a new vision. She sees a tombstone with Enid's name on it in a bird-covered cemetery. Enid blames Wednesday for the death in the vision, and Wednesday awakens determined to save Enid. Meanwhile, Wednesday's psychic powers disappear, and now all she gets is black tears. Morticia's like, "You're abusing your gift," and Goody Addams is ghosting her, literally. So now Wednesday has to wait for a new spiritual guide, because apparently it runs in the family. Ophelia, Morticia's sister, had the same powers until she vanished years ago. And just to make things harder, Morticia burns Goody's book of secrets like it's a cursed Twilight fanfic. Thanks, Mom. Wednesday gets almost fried in a wood pyre, and Enid and her new love interest Bruno almost get speared by Wednesday's stalker. We find out that Wednesday's stalker is not some evil mastermind, but just an invisible fangirl. Her power is to turn invisible, and she's really into Wednesday and maybe a little competitive with Enid. But honestly, we've all been there. High school was rough. Over at Nevermore, it's Pugsley's first semester, and thanks to Wednesday, he's rooming with Eugene, who's still bragging about last year's win with her, but Pugsley's somehow an outcast among outcasts. He hears about a genius student buried on campus, a kid with a self-made mechanical heart and a taste for deadly experiments, and accidentally zaps him back to life with Fester-style powers. Now there's a zombie with a mechanical heart roaming the halls, because of course there is. Wednesday finds out that Sheriff Galpin has been quietly poking around cases of outcasts who got admitted to Willow Hill years ago, and then he's killed by birds. The hitman? A one-eyed bird with serious Tony Soprano energy, and apparently this season's villain's right-hand man. Bird. Naturally, Wednesday calls in the family for backup, because if there's one thing the Addams clan loves more than secrets, it's breaking into places they absolutely shouldn't be. Uncle Fester actually gets himself admitted to Willow Hill on purpose just so that he can snoop. Wednesday uncovers the twist. Those outcast deaths were faked. Grandmama Hester does some digging of her own and figures out that they were all signed off by one Augustus Stonehurst. Here's where it gets even weirder. Old Gus was a normie. He used to teach science at Nevermore, then worked at Willow Hill, until he wound up as a patient himself. And just when you think we've hit maximum weird, the new professor casually drops that Gus had a daughter, who he literally created an aviary for at Nevermore. I have questions. Many bird-related questions. But things get wild when Wednesday cracks open the mystery of the Lois program, a long-term outcast integration study, and finds out that the outcasts who were experimented on, including her long-lost aunt Ophelia, are still alive and locked up at Willow Hill. We find out that those birds are being mind-controlled by Judy Spangle, an avian outcast with serious Disney villain energy. Her whole backstory? She's old Gus's daughter, who was experimented on until she could control birds. Talk about excellent parenting. Judy leads a flock of deaf pigeons that pluck eyeballs out and manages the Lois program her father started that experiments on outcasts. So naturally, Wednesday releases all of the outcasts like she's doing a prison break. And then, because the writers love chaos, Marilyn Thornhill, remember her? She's last season's plant-loving psychopath. She's been transferred to Willow Hill, escapes and releases Tyler. Tyler immediately hulks out into hide mode, kills Thornhill like he's clearing out the cast list, and just to top it off, yeets Wednesday out the window. And that, dear viewer, is how our goth icon ends up in a coma, because apparently this semester's final exam is survive being in this show. Okay, now that we've all emotionally recovered from Wednesday getting flung out of a window, let's talk about the chaos that's still on the table, because nothing is wrapped up. First of all, Tyler the Hyde is officially back on the streets, free to cause chaos. and the postseason preview shows him in the sewers. According to the teaser, he's down there brooding, plotting, and probably journaling aggressively. Is he still evil? What we do know is that he's definitely not just down there playing Wordle. His last words to Wednesday mentioned how he's going to get eaten it and how he would like Wednesday to witness it. Also, it was mentioned by Fairburn that Thornhill claims to not be the one controlling Tyler, and Fairburn tested that out by keeping them apart these past 2 years. Does that mean that someone else is controlling Tyler? Can he have a redemption arc in his future? And let's not forget Judy Spangle. She's still out there flapping around with her army of angry crows. The lowest outcast tried to chase her down. Sure, but Judy is slippery, like final season villain slippery. Enid is still in danger. Speaking of Enid, our rainbow werewolf bestie has all the targets on her. Tyler's coming for her. Somehow Judy and her birds will likely be a threat. That's a lot for someone who just wants to vibe with her wolf pack. Meanwhile, Wednesday is in a coma post-fall, but this is Wednesday Addams we're talking about. She's not down for long, and when she does wake up, she's going to need backup. Which brings us to the Addams family drama. Turns out the key to saving Nevermore might be emotional healing. I know, I'm scared too. Morticia wants to help Wednesday unlock her full potential. Ophelia's back, which is huge because she had the same powers and probably some trauma-fueled wisdom to share. And Grandmama, she's as uncaring as Wednesday, but it seems she's a target for the school. And how will she react to the return of her daughter? Will she make up with Morticia? There's a lot going on here. There's also definitely a scheme brewing around Grandmama's fortune. Bottom line, the family bonds might literally be the power source that defeats this season's big bad. Imagine that. All Wednesday had to do was talk to her mom. All right, so we've covered the recap, we've broken down the unresolved chaos, but now it's time to talk about the characters who are given a strong, this person is definitely up to something energy. Because let's be honest, at this point, everyone's suspicious. Even the plants at Nevermore are probably plotting something. Let's start with Principal Barry Dort. The man is clearly on some kind of secret mission, and not the fun kind where you get a cool spy watch and a trench coat. He shows up and instantly wants to abolish the nightshades. That's basically deleting the cool secret clubhouse. Then he pressures Morticia into being chair, aka get mom involved in the school so we can gently manipulate her into handing over the family fortune. He manipulates Bianca to use her siren powers to get Morticia to get her mother to donate. In the teaser, there's a moment when Bianca is literally attempting to use her powers on Grandmama. Like, excuse me? Mind control your own grandma, Barry. He also unveils Principal Weem's portrait while looking like a man who definitely knows how she died but wants credit for caring. And he's later on the phone being cryptic about loyalty and how everything is under control. Who are you talking to, Barry? Your therapist? Voldemort? Is this a slow burn revenge plot against the Addams family? Who hurt you, Barry? Next up, the zombie is evolving, and I can't believe I just said that with a straight face. But for real, this dude is still technically dead, but he's eating faces and getting his weight up. He then opens a secret underground lair like it's a Tuesday, and this is all in the teaser. Excuse me, sir, this is a high school, not a Resident Evil level. What's in the lair? Snacks, a backup hide, repressed emotions? We don't know yet, but it's not giving harmless background character. Now let's talk about Miss Isadora Capri, the music teacher who casually dropped a classical album as a child prodigy and then vanished from the scene like a moody Lana Del Rey fan. She says that she got out of the industry because it almost destroyed her, and now she's just here to give back to the kids. Ma'am, that is either deeply kind or secretly villainous. And guess what? We're leaning on villain. She's mentoring Wednesday to channel her emotions through music, which is cute until you realize Wednesday has zero interest in emotions. So why push it? Oh, and did we mention the birds in her room? They're not one-eyed crows. They're like little finches, but still, Judy uses birds to attack people. I smell a foreshadowing and a potential traitor arc. She's either helping Wednesday reach her inner goddess powers, or she's going to be a co-conspirator. There's no in between. And finally, Miss Fairburn. Is she still alive? Because the last time we saw her, she was attacked by a zombie but was not bitten like Stonehurst. She was attacked by the zombie and collapsed out of view. and she still has her brain intact, which means she could return with a new motive in tow. Or plot twist, she's the puppet master behind the puppet master and we've all been played. Part 2 is clearly holding on to some secrets, and I for one will not rest until every single one of them is exposed, or at least explained in a YouTube video. Okay folks, we've solved nothing, we trust no one, and we're emotionally invested in everyone, which means it's time to do what we do best at this point in a good mystery. Ask deeply unhinged questions with absolutely no answers. Key question number 1. Who really is pulling the strings? Because let's be honest, someone is behind the chaos, and it's probably not just Judy with her Hitchcock bird army, or Tyler with his rage-shifting face. No, there's always a third boss battle waiting in the wings. Someone sipping tea in the shadows and cackling like, ah yes, just as planned. Is it Barry Dort with his anvil-shaped hair? Is it creepy music teacher? Is it someone we haven't even thought of? Key question number 2, will the new threat come from inside Nevermore? Because listen, we've got rogue faculty members, music teachers gaslighting teens with symphonies, and a principal who's one bad day from summoning the Addams family IRS. The call may be coming from inside of the house, and if the preview is any indication, Nevermore is about to become even less of a safe space than it already wasn't. I love that for us. So yeah, Wednesday season 2 part 2 is gearing up to be an unhinged masterpiece. And if Enid dies, we riot. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications to be the first to see my part 2 preview of the breakdown with theories. Until the next time.